Did you know it's been 5 decades since American Graffiti hit the cinemas? This comedy drama film was so good. It won the Best Motion Picture at the Golden Globes. Teens loved its relatability, as the actors perfectly portrayed how it felt to graduate from high school and leave town with all its memories behind. But like their characters, these actors have grown up. It's been more than 50 years since they received the call back for the film. Where are they now? Let's find out. Richard Dreyfuss was 25 when he played Kurt, a character he captured perfectly. He portrayed the character's uncertainty well, and he even captured Kurt's charm. Kurt was torn between remaining in his hometown or heading off to college. He then embarked on a search for a mysterious blonde in a white Thunderbird. After several conversations, he realized he must leave town and find his place in the world. The actor, Richard Dreyfuss, won Best Actor at the Golden Globe Award for his performance. He would later become a successful actor and win Best Actor in a leading role at the BAFTA Awards for his role in Jaws. However, his life has not been totally smooth. He survived a car accident, battled with cocaine addiction, and was later diagnosed with bipolar disorder. Today, Richard is 78 and raises awareness of mental health diseases. He still acts and even played a leading role in Into the Deep 2024. Ronald William Howard was 19 when he played Steve Belander, and there is one reason he played this character so well: experience. Howard began acting years before he was cast for American Graffiti. His character, Steve, is a young man, ready to leave his small town behind but held back by his emotional connection to his girlfriend, Lori. His eventual decision to stay for Lori suggests a fear of change. It is not a surprise that the actor, Howard, became successful. He has received multiple accolades, including 2 Academy Awards, 7 Emmys, 2 Golden Globe Awards, and a Grammy Award. Currently, he is a director, producer, and screenwriter. He even has 2 stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. At 71, today, he is married with 4 children. His latest project, Eden, released in 2024, is a thriller about a group of European settlers who attempted to create a utopian society in the 1920s. Did you know that before taking up acting, Paul served in the U.S. Navy? Paul played John, the town's reigning street racer, a confident character who would find himself stuck with a 12-year-old passenger, Carol, whom he soon became protective of. But away from this, his character was simply a young man living through his last hurrah. Paul Le Mat's performance was so good, he won the Golden Globe Award for New Star of the Year. He later won another Golden Globe Award for his performance in the film The Burning Bed. But his life and career were not without some struggles. Paul was always typecast as the rugged man, and his personal life was even more turbulent. His marriage crashed, and his youngest daughter was diagnosed with a rare disease. Things got so bad that he eventually filed for bankruptcy. Today, he is 79 and living a quiet life away from the limelight. Charles's character, Terry, was definitely a crowd favorite. He was written as comic relief to make the film less of an emotional ride. Terry, or Toad, was the awkward underdog who tried too hard to impress the cool crowd. He was surprised when he was given temporary custody of Steve's car and immediately jumped into an adventure involving a rebellious girl, stolen booze, and even carjacking. Charles Martin Smith portrayed Toad's attempts at bravado with ease. He was only 20 when he was cast. Now, in 2025, he is 72 and has lived such an interesting life. After his role in American Graffiti, he endured so many rejections and was even unemployed in the 1990s. But he would later write and star in Dolphin 2. Unfortunately, his marriage to makeup artist Ursula Martin in 1983 ended after only 10 years, even though they had a pretty daughter named Lily. Today, he lives a quiet life and works hard in wildlife conservation. 25-year-old Cindy played Steve's high school sweetheart, Lori, a young teen torn between her love for Steve and their uncertain future. Cindy Williams balanced her role as the girl next door with genuine emotional fire, especially during her heated arguments with Steve. Before she passed away on the 25th of January, 2023, She was best known for her role as Shirley Feeney on the television sitcom Happy Days. In 1982, she married a notable musician, and they had 2 children. Unfortunately, this would be her greatest undoing. Eventually, her marriage ended because of infidelity. She still struggled to maintain a public image, but surmounting pressure contributed to her having a mental health crisis, which eventually led to her death. Before her death at the age of 76, though, she wrote several memoirs. No one expected this side character to become such a main part of the story, but Candy Clark is not an actress that can be relegated to the background. Her character, Debbie, is an adventurous and fun-loving girl who falls for Toad's exaggerated tales. We expect her to lose interest when his true self resurfaces, but she doesn't. Candace Clark received a nomination for the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress for her role. But the actress was not adventurous in real life. She chose not to have children to avoid her parents' mistakes. Then she suffered 2 failed marriages and went deeper into her shell. Career-wise, she didn't fare so well either. She only managed to land small roles. In her 40s, she faced a heavy financial crisis and nearly lost her home. Today, Candace lives in Texas and now spends her days painting and mentoring young actors. Young, handsome, and easy on the eyes, Harrison graced our screen in American Graffiti in an all-white ensemble. Watching him, you would never guess he took up carpentry to support his wife and 2 sons. But his life soon turned around in his early 30s when he landed a role in American Graffiti. His character, Bob, a cocky street racer looking to dethrone John, was unforgettable, especially because of his easy charisma. Ford went on to star in several other films and is currently one of the highest-grossing actors in the world. He has even been honored with the AFI Life Achievement Award and Honorary Palme d'Or. Now, at 83, Ford continues to act. His life story is inspiring. His most recent projects are the Paramount Plus Western series 1923 and the Apple TV Plus comedy series Shrinking, which began in 2023. Mackenzie played Carol, the wise beyond her years 12-year-old whom John couldn't shake off. Her wit and confidence immediately made her likable. At the age of 12, Mackenzie Phillips was spotted by a casting agent during a performance with her band. She would later star in One Day at a Time and earn $50,000 a week. Unfortunately, during the show's 3rd season in 1977, she was arrested multiple times for substance abuse. It wasn't until after her memoir that the world learned she was introduced to hard drugs by her father and faced other traumatic situations growing up. She eventually broke free and even played Molly Phillips on Disney Channel's supernatural series So Weird and Barbara Barb Denning in Orange is the New Black. Now at 66, she lives a quiet life working as a substance abuse counselor, using her experience to help others. She married twice and has 1 son. From juvenile reform to the big screen, Bo Hopkins was struggling until he landed the role of Joe in American Graffiti. Hopkins had a relatively easy childhood until his father's death when he was just 9. His death plunged him and his siblings into a turbulent childhood that eventually landed him in foster care and juvenile reform programs. Bo Hopkins played Joe, the leader of the Pharaohs, when he was 35. The Pharaohs were a gang Kurt accidentally joined during the night. Joe immediately provided Kurt with a strangely philosophical perspective on small-town life. Bo Hopkins played Joe with ease, and it would lead to his landing more supporting roles in several major studio films. He also starred in the 2020 film Hillbilly Elegy. He married twice, and his last marriage gave him a daughter. Unfortunately, Hopkins died of a heart attack on the 28th of May, 2022, just like his father. Imagine seeing your favorite DJ in a movie. Wolfman, whose real name was Robert Smith, was a legendary American disc jockey. In American Graffiti, he played a version of himself who pushes Kurt toward his future. Robert became famous for his raspy voice. He even dabbled in broadcasting. His father unknowingly pushed him into his career by buying him a large transoceanic radio. He immediately became an avid fan of R&B music and the disc jockeys who played it. His career success did not reflect in his relationships, though. He got married in 1961 and had 2 children, Joy and Todd. But his demanding career kept him away from them, which eventually led to their having strained relationships. He also endured several health challenges, which culminated from overworking and an unhealthy lifestyle. Unfortunately, he passed away on the 1st of July, 1995, from a heart attack at the age of 67. Kathleen Quinlan played Peg, a minor character in American Graffiti, when she was only 18 years old. Peg was Laurie's closest friend, who thought Laurie was too hung up on Steve when she had her life ahead of her. She advised her friend to live for the future, when several boys would be begging to kiss her. The actress Kathleen was relatively unknown before American Graffiti, so the film gave her a lot of exposure. However, unlike some of her co-stars, she went on to have a prominent career. She is best known for her Oscar-nominated performance in Apollo 13, a movie that hit the screens in 1995, and her role in Prison Break 2. Her career continued steadily into recent years, with appearances in Walking with Herb in 2021. Now in her early 70s, she has stepped back from major acting roles, but remains respected in the industry. Terrence McGovern played Mr. Wolf, a man who recently returned to his hometown after only a semester at college. He was about 31 years old. Mr. Wolf tried to provide guidance to Kurt, telling him to leave the town and see the world. The actor, Terrence McGovern, went on to have a respectable career in voice acting, television, and film. He became well known for his voice work in animated series like DuckTales, where he voiced Launchpad McQuack, and numerous other characters. He also had roles in films like Star Wars: A New Hope, though his voice was dubbed over for a stormtrooper role. He also worked as a radio personality and an acting coach. Though he didn't achieve A-list Hollywood fame, he had a stable career. McGovern is now in his 80s and has mostly retired from acting. His contributions to animation and television have left a lasting mark. Bobby drove the car filled with girls who picked up Kurt. She eventually threw him out when he made a degrading remark about her to a young man she had a crush on. Stewart later appeared in other shows like The Running Man, Nightstand with Dick Dietrich, and Son of the Beach. She guest starred on Disney shows and also appeared in the 2011 film Bridesmaids, beginning in 2005, and until 2023. She had a recurring role as Charlie's mom, Bonnie Kelly, in the series It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Maybe due to a personal decision, Stewart never married or had children, and she was an active participant with the Make-A-Wish Foundation to bring happiness to terminally ill children. She died just a few months ago in Los Angeles on the 21st of February, 2025, at the age of 78, from cancer, which was found near her liver and gallbladder. Jim Bohan played Holstein, a strict cop, in American Graffiti. He was only 23 when the film was released, but somehow he looked older. His screen time was short, but the suspense he brought was enough. During his brief scene, he accosted John and made sure the youngster knew he had his eyes on him. His ability to communicate with body language made him a powerful character. Unfortunately, even with his obvious talent, Bohan did not go on to have a successful career. Unlike some of his co-stars, he struggled to land roles, but his appearances in films and TV were limited. Eventually, he moved on to a quiet life outside the entertainment industry. Apart from acting, Jim became a writer and wrote a few scripts. He later died on the 29th of January, 1998 in DeWitt, Texas, USA. If you love cop shows, you should know Joe Spano. Joe rose to fame when he played Vic in American Graffiti. He was 27 years old when he landed this role, and even though his appearance was quite short, it was also memorable. Joe's career flourished after his sterling performance. He became a veteran stage actor and made his Broadway debut in 1992 in the Roundabout Theater revival of Arthur Miller's The Price, which was later nominated for a Tony for Best Revival. but his popularity soared with his role as FBI agent Tobias Fornell in NCIS. He also landed roles in Hill Street Blues, NYPD Blue, and Murder One. Spano and his wife Joan Zarian got married in 1980 and adopted 2 girls. He continues to act today and has had guest roles in NCIS as recently as 2023. Now in his late 70s, he maintains a steady career in television. Which of these characters do you love? Let us know in the comment section. And do not forget to subscribe.